Hi, it's Therese in Lostinpaper, and today I'm going to create an interactive card using an action wobble, but we'll get to that a little bit later on. And I thought I'd start by creating my background panel. And I've got this really unique stamp here. It's from Penny Black and it's called Swirled, and it's a red rubber cling stamp. It's quite a large background stamp, and I want to create it like a watercolor, multicolored watercolor panel. And I've got my zig markers or cling color, real brush pens, and I'm adding a few different colors around the block of stamp around the stamp. And it is really difficult. Actually, it's easier to see on video than it was in real life. I couldn't see, because this is such a light color, the light blue, I couldn't really see where I'd put it, so I'm just winging it and coloring where I think. I left the gaps. So I did sort of it's almost an analogous group of colours, so it's the blues and the greens, a turquoise blue, a light blue and a light green. And they work really well together. So once I think I've got colour everywhere, because I don't know anymore, I can't really see it, I've got my distress sprayer, and if you know these, they have like a little switch at the base of the spray, so you can either have it just release droplets or release a spray. I really like this tool. I don't use it enough because I don't like getting my hands dirty, but it works beautifully. It has a really nice spray. Now I've got some Bristol watercolor cardstock. It's cut the same size as my card front, and I've just flipped that over and run my fingers over the back to pick up the color, and I'll set that aside to dry. So while that's drying, I'm going to do some quick zig colouring. This is also on some Bristol watercolour cardstock, and this cute little cat is from the Your Retro stamp set from Penny Black, and I did actually stamp him with some jet blank. This is the Ranger jet black ink, which is waterproof. And I'm simply adding my colour from my zigs direct to paper, adding a couple of colours at a time and then dropping a wet brush in to move the colours around. And I find it's actually, these colours are really easy to use, and on the Bristol they are amazing. I have tried these pens on a few different kinds of watercolour cardstock, and some they just don't work at all. It's like trying to move cement. So there's a couple of ones that I can get in Australia that do work well, but the Bristol is honestly the best, and it moves the colour so perfectly. Now I did come in after I've added the browns and add some black for some shading and to the skates as well, and I knew I didn't want to use that whole shoelace because I am going to fussy cut this out, and I didn't want to have to come back and cut that whole shoelace out. I thought this image would be just so sweet on that little kind of swirly background. It's like he's been skating around on the ice, although you don't use roller skates on ice, do you? Alright, so I've used my ATG gun to add some glue to the back of my panel and attach it to the front of my card. I did cut that down a little bit because when I stamped it out, I didn't center it perfectly. And I have a Hooray. This is from the Hooray Creative Die set from Penny Black, and I already had this die cut in some black smooth cardstock. And I've just added some matte medium, and I'm going to stick that directly to my card front because I knew that I wanted to pop up my sweet little cat on an action wobble. And you know, have you seen these ones? These are called mini action wobbles, and they are perfect size. I have some of the normal, like the bigger size, older size. It's not right. And mine are old because I don't use them. But these mini ones are I can just see so many possibilities for them. And I thought they were going to sit lower to the base of the card, so I didn't want to actually pop up my sentiment to you know, sort of get in the road of the wobble. But in retrospect, these action wobbles sit fairly high off the front of the card. Look at that. and I can't help it. Of course I had to shake him. So I probably could have popped up my sentiment as well, is what I'm trying to say here. As a final touch, I did add some sparkling clear sequins. These are the Pretty Pink Posh ones in the 8, 4 and the 6mm. I said that backwards. Didn't I? It's the Gemini in me. Okay, so that's my finished card. Thanks for joining me today. I've had so much fun. I'll be back again real soon with another video. Until then, happy paper crafting. Bye.